Hi, it's Heather Miche here today to talk about my take on a children's classic book that's been made into several versions of movie, and you're probably familiar with it, but I have a different idea about what this also may be more than a children's book. So stay tuned to this video and hear what I have to say about a very big surprise that you maybe haven't considered regarding this beautiful book, which is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This particular version is lovely, lovely, lovely illustrations by Tasha Tudor. I will link this particular version in the description of the video. So take a look at that if you want to preview or purchase this version, which is so, so beautiful. Hardback version. And again, with beautiful illustrations by Tasha Tudor. So you may be well familiar with the story of The Secret Garden. Beautiful, beautiful book and a great, great message in it. I'll leave you to remember your readings or being read to this particular classic. The book is a real testament to all different types of layers that can show up in not only literature but film. One example that we're all familiar with are the Pixar films. Seemingly, these are children's films, but as you watch them, not just once, but a couple times or more, you can see the different layers of meaning and messages that are not just for kids. And I had a very interesting experience reading this book, The Secret Garden, not too long ago with my book group. And as I got nearer the end, I started noticing passages that really stuck out to me and were talking about a familiar theme. And I'll read one of the first lines that started to strike me as, maybe there's something more to this than just a kid's story. And that is who's the character? It may be Dickens. In any case, the line is this: I am sure there is magic in everything, only we have not sense enough to get hold of it and make it do things for us, like electricity and horses and steam. So talking about magic, not unusual in a children's book for sure. And it's also, the word magic is capitalized. But that is sort of an intro and little tickler of what continues to be a common theme in this book, which is the power of magic. And magic is one word for it, but you could also say the great essence of life or divine energy, or maybe how one is thinking. So the power of thought. Next line is, and this is not Mary, the main character, but it is the young boy who was so grouchy and not at all happy living as like an invalid, truly, and stuck in his father's home. So that's Colin, that character. And these portions, as I say, they're very much towards the end of the book. And Colin is talking about how he is going to heal himself and be stronger, and so he can get outside more and be in the secret garden. And his next, just one page over, is every morning and evening, and as often in the daytime as I can remember, I am going to say, magic is in me, magic is making me well. I am going to be as strong as Dickon, as so strong as Dickon. And you must all do it too. That is my experiment. Will you help, Ben Weatherstaff? That's the head gardener. So here he is employing declarations and affirmations of his desire to be healthy and well, like Dickon, who is the young boy who is constantly on the moors, no matter the weather. He's able to not only hang out with and speak with and converse with animals, but he just has this innate, like, not wild child in the sense of crazy, but wild child in that he knows how the earth works, because he spent so much time out with the animals and on the earth and with the plants on the moor and in the forest. So he is definitely strong and can walk many miles to the secret garden from his home. And it's just great. So he's a great role model for Colin, the invalid, to start embodying those things. And the next line, I don't know if you're starting to get this pattern with what I've read so far, but the next line is from also from Colin. And he says, if you keep doing it every day, i.e. making the statement, magic is in me, magic is making me well, etc., the prior line I read. If you keep doing it every day as regularly as soldiers go through drill, we shall see what will happen and find out if the experiment succeeds. Key line, you learn things by saying them over and over and thinking about them until they stay in your mind forever. And I think it will be the same with magic. If you keep calling it to come to you and help you, it will get to be part of you and it will stay and do things. Yes, the author uses the word magic, not incorrect, but my thought as I saw this trend at the end of the book, talking about magic and the science of mind, really, which is the work of Ernest Holmes and others about the power of your thoughts and positive thinking, so on and so on. This is gold that she's talking about in this book that is originally copyright. Let me look here. Wait for it. 1911. So Frances Hodgson Burnett wrote The Secret Garden in 1911. Of course, the power of thought and so on does go back that far. I love it. So do you see the trend here? It's pretty fascinating. And I'm going to close with this line. One of the new things people began to find out in the last century was that thoughts, just mere thoughts, are as powerful as electric batteries, as good for one as sunlight is, or as bad for one as poison. To let a sad thought or a bad one get into your mind is as dangerous as letting a scarlet fever germ get into your body. If you let it stay there after it has got in you, may never get over it as long as you live. That, my friends, is pure metaphysical thought. So my conclusion is Frances Hodgson Burnett knew exactly what she was doing. I'm going to do some more research on her to find out if she wasn't an early thought leader back in the day, 1911. And I pose this theory that The Secret Garden is not only a children's book, but it's one of the first metaphysical primers, talking about the power of thought, magic, and so on, science of mind, and how thoughts become things, as Mike Dooley would say. So you might take another look at this book, read it again, or if you haven't read it already, delight in it. And The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Take a look in the description. I'll have a link there where you can learn more about the book and also order it, or head over to your public library, grab a copy. And if this was fun, insightful, helpful to you, this video, please like it, share it, ask questions, make comments in the comments of the video, and please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you follow along on the journey with different reflections that I have with books, life, and learning all about how to live on this planet in a good way. Take great care.